Hey everybody, welcome back. Feeling good and eating good in the neighborhood. Please God. I don't know if people are like, no more regular Lost. Okay. I don't know if people are like, no more restaurant bits, please, or yes, please, more restaurant bits. I don't know. I mean, there's a few different themes of content I make, right? This is regular Lost. Yeah, it's been a while. Like, I fully expected, like, I got a little stun lock there, because I fully expected to just be Kane. Because we've been Kane, like, you know, I don't know, for a month and a half straight. This is different, that's for sure. Now, I'm just gonna own up to, oh my god. Okay, fine, you piece. I'm just gonna own up to the fact that, we just might not do Hush. I'm gonna be honest, okay? Like, we're with Isaac, we're getting the gold watch territory. You know, in the old days where you would work for a company for like 50 years, and then when you retired, they would give you a gold watch to say thank you for your service. It's a central plot point in the 2003 movie starring Jack Nicholson about Schmidt. You haven't seen About Schmidt? I mean, I think he won Best Actor that year, so, you know, no big deal. NL, I was 6. Okay, yeah, whatever, dude. I didn't realize you're not allowed to go back and watch movies from when you're 6. I guess I'm not allowed to watch Jurassic Park or something like that then. Yeah, I'm so old, Jurassic Park is like my About Schmidt. The joke doesn't even make any sense. Regardless. We're in Gold Watch territory in Isaac, you know? We're getting close to retirement. Just by virtue of the fact that we've been playing the game for, I mean, every day for literally 100% of its lifespan? When you put it that way, that really puts it into perspective, but, what does that mean? Well, the same way, you know, if you're 2 months away from retirement at the Cracker Factory, they probably don't have you loading Wheat Thins boxes onto a pallet. I'm a simple man, you know, at this stage in my life in Isaac, I see that they want me to fight Hush, and I'm like, you know, I could really take or leave that, quite frankly. We'll see how the run shakes up. You know, almond milk is a force multiplier for weirdness. If we are able to get a tier effect that works with an insanely high rate of fire. Some of them are antagonistic, like we don't want to get, we don't want to get fire mined, for example. That could be potentially catastrophic. I froze, and you know what? That's what T'Challa never thought about, man. Sometimes freezing's the way you gotta do it. Sometimes you're like, I sometimes freeze when it's warranted. Not today. We get a window. That's why I came to this window. We take advantage of it, but you get a few different kinds of bits, right? There's movies, there's restaurants, you know, grocery stores. I like them all. Driving? Oh, man, you don't even want me to talk about driving, man. Because you know what happened? So I watched some Vancouver dashcam footage last night when I should have been setting some Darkest Dungeon 2 videos, but straight up, just a little bit, you know... I have zero, like, gas left in the gas tank for, like, recording is always fun, streaming is always fun. The stuff that surrounds it is fine, but it's, like, you know, busy administrative work, and at 9:30 p.m., after I'm freaking jazzed out after watching the Merge episode of Survivor, holy bursh. We should go to our curse room, by the way. I can't be held responsible for my procrastination, okay? But, I've been driving a lot in peak hours lately because, you know, I dropped the baby off at daycare around the morning commute rush, and I, picked the baby up from daycare, me or my wife picks the baby up from daycare around, you know, like everybody's coming home from work. And as a result, I think I'm becoming a normie driver that occasionally while driving just goes, what's this bozo doing? I throw my hands up. I go, you know, hey, what are you doing? You want to stay in your lane, buddy? In my defense, it's staggering to me the number of people who just every once in a while, they're like, the lines are just like a guideline. And don't even get me started on the people that are driving a little Mini Cooper or something like that. They got to make a right turn. This is in North America. We drive on the right side of the road. They got to make a right turn. They swing their car over the lane marker into the left lane just so they can get enough clearance for their absolutely massive car, which happens to be named for its own diminutive size, to fit in the lane. It's no big deal. Yeah, sure, just like scrape the paint of the guy beside you. Just because you think you can't turn from like a big two-lane road onto a big two-lane road in the smallest commercially available car not made by Fiat. Really, really good driving. And don't even get me started, man. Today I was at a four-way stop. I audit the four-way stop, mentally speaking, as everybody that drives should. I was the second person to arrive at the four-way stop. I did the matrix multiplication of everybody's signals, and I said, okay, the first person to get here, it's your turn, it's your turn, it's your turn. We were on opposite sides of the intersection, and they were turning left, so I can't go, because they gotta go. All of a sudden, the person that shows up third is like, you know, I ain't got time for this. They start to go. Then after that, I'm like, okay, you were still here first. You gotta go. And then they're not going. They, you know, ease out into the intersection. Then they're like slowly making the turn. And you're like, go. Okay, anyway, sorry. So like, but that being said, the bit here is actually that, like, I was watching some Vancouver dash cam footage last night on YouTube because I'm 52 years old and have high blood pressure. And I wear a corporate branded fleece jacket outside that I got from a relevant industry conference in the year 2003, and just have never thought to, you know, change up my wardrobe. That's a stereotype of people that watch dash cam footage on YouTube, of which I consider myself one of them. I am right now wearing streamer merch, which is like, you know, our version of, you know, Odessa, Texas team building exercise 1999. Yes, please. Yes, please. Now we're talking. It's a 20% boost to our rate of fire, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Gonna need a little bit more, obviously, but it's nice. I would not deny that. And you know what's shocking to me? People being bad at driving is not shocking anymore. People not paying attention is infuriating, but not shocking. What's always shocking to me is the people who make it such a big part of their personality, driving that is, that like if somebody passes them or cuts them off in traffic, they like follow them, and you would be surprised at how many clips you will see. And I mean, we're a city of, you know, 2 million people times, or maybe more, but these videos are taking place, you know, over the course of like a month or 6 weeks or something like that. So it's not, the level of incidence is somewhat low, but the fact that it exists at all is crazy. They'll introduce the clip like, hey, the person with the dash cam accidentally like cut this person off earlier in the clip. Now look at what this bozo's doing, and they're literally like trying to crash into their car. Like trying to change lanes when they're like exactly adjacent to them to force them off the road, or, you know, speeding up insanely to get in front of them and then slamming on the brakes to try to get them to crash into the back of their car. And you're just like, you 100% need therapy. Like, that's just... I'm just trying to get to the real Canadian Superstore, you freak. You really want to die on the way? I'm only going here because, you know, frozen chicken breasts are like 25% off this weekend. You wanna get engaged in like vehicular manslaughter over that? That's just crazy talk. It's insanity, man. Now we do have to make a decision at some point. Is this run like, are we pot committed? And I think the answer right now is yes, but the reason I say that is because, you know, we may want to hedge our bets. We may want to stop going into curse rooms. I was scared about that. I don't know why I got scared, but I got scared. In order to, you know, minimize the chance we get hit by an enemy on there, and then, you know, die as a result when we try to leave. So you can always just take a teleport card in if you get one, and then you don't have to use it on the way out. So anyway, there's that. I got nothing else. No! We're alive. We're alive. There's a tinted rock. That's guaranteed as small rock. Personally, I guarantee it. You're not dead, huh? It's Thursday. I'm such a weird guy. Thursday's kind of like Friday for me because I do, work on Fridays, but we don't have to get the baby to daycare early just due to the way that our daycare is set up. Right now we have Fridays off because, our daughter is insanely young. It's probably better for her to get eased into it, and better for us too. Did you go to kindergarten? As long as we're talking about, like the hierarchy of bits, I hate the school bits to some extent because people always, and this is just true on the internet in general, people that loved the execution of school but didn't understand the theory love to argue semantics on everything. Tell me you were in debate class without telling me you were in debate class. Or debate club, I should say. By the way, I don't mean this to be rude. I was a bit of an arguer myself as a teenager, but, now that we're in an era where, you don't have to seek out conflict in order to experience it, especially in online spaces at basically all times, I'm innately skeptical of anybody that's like, you know what I want to do with my free time? Engage in structured debates. I understand that, according to Ptolemy the 12th in ancient Egypt, that's the true test of a person's intelligence and rhetoric, the strength of their argument, so to speak. Why not, man? It's gonna be weird, but why not? Shoot the Whoop is tempting, but there's a problem with it, which is that our damage is so screwed up thanks to almond milk that I think we're probably better off just having the D6 and trying to roll future things into better stuff, even if that one doesn't work out for us. But, it's just, I don't have respect for debate anymore. Maybe that's, I watch the debates, like the Canadian Prime Minister debates, and I try to watch the BC Premier debates. I'm just gonna level with you municipally. I should probably watch those debates. I bet they're the most interesting by far because you get a very cosmopolitan group of candidates. I have a couple. I'm not interested in being in politics, okay? But I think if I were interested, I would run for city council. I have some. Look, this city has larger problems than what I'm about to talk about, but that doesn't mean that I couldn't get elected. Here's some things I was thinking about, okay? I'm in these, Vancouver parking garages, parking lots, etc., etc. The spaces are too small. I say that as somebody with a backup camera. I back into every spot. I'm comfortable parking in reverse. The spots are too small. Sometimes you will park in a spot, and both on the driver's side and on the passenger side, you won't really be able to even open your door. You're in the lines. Your adjacent parking buddy is in the lines, and yet on both minus 1.2. Are you insane? You just minused 1.2 of my tears for a tears down? Holy crap, we almost died right there too. If I'm elected to city council, we will mandate, and I'm sure this will lead to less spots, but it'll lead to a more comfortable life for everybody, I think, honestly. At least everybody that gets a spot. Larger parking spots, not large enough that you could fit, because whenever we're in the U.S., I always marvel. You're in like an Albertsons parking lot, and then the parking lot has lines that are not even like one thickness. They're like double thick lines with a little alley in the middle that you can like walk through, and I'm like, this is paradise, man. This is Valhalla. I don't anticipate that being plausible, but at least like widening the minimum code compliant parking spot by like, I would even say like 4.5 inches per side. If you could make every parking spot like not every parking spot, but the city's smallest parking spots 9 inches wider, I think you would solve a lot of problems. I think you'd end up with a lot less unnecessary out-of-pocket expenses for auto body shops. I didn't even know that was a real person there, a real enemy. I was thinking of another one, okay? And here's another one. and this one is very biased, okay? If you are dropping your child off at daycare, you don't have to pay the parking meter. You get an implied 15 minutes of street parking for free. I know everybody is always concerned about fairness, okay? But what about me? You know, I am not going to have a kid. It seems unfair that you get 15 minutes of free parking. Like, where's my 15 minutes of free parking? Look, I'm not trying to... fairness... Are we making it fair that everybody has to pay the same, or are we making it fair that everybody has the same ease of using a service? You know what I mean? Because I'm taking my daughter out of the car. I got her backpack. I got her rain jacket. I got, you know, like her stuffed animal. I'm carrying her. I got to go to the parking meter. They don't do coins anymore. And not that I would carry them to begin with. As a result of that, then I gotta pay on my phone, but I don't have a free hand to use my phone. Like, what am I supposed to do, right? It's I think just given a 10-minute... I mean, you could do this just in general, but like a 10 to 15-minute grace period. If you want to do it for everybody, I'm not saying it should just be for new parents, but... And what's my reasoning? Ain't nobody got time for that. Come on, man. We're all carrying so much stuff these days. You really want me to feed the meter? Just seems malevolent. Those are my two pieces of legislation. I also feel like that could be a radical way of incentivizing raising the birth rate. I mean, I don't know what 10 minutes of parking costs at most city meters. I'm going to assume that it's probably around like 75 cents. But still... Hey, man, people might, you know, start to be like, well, I know we said we weren't going to have kids, but we get 75 cents worth of parking every day. Holy crap. Now we're talking, right? Anyway, it's just a thought. You don't have to, like, kill me or whatever. So I guess knockout drops no longer really works, huh? This is a piece. Am I the only person who can't see what's happening on this run? I feel like I've been hit, apparently. I feel like I can't see. Look, I got radical ideas, okay? I mean, again, these are not large problems in the city of Vancouver right now. I'm not going to belabor the local political situation, but, you know, it would be nice if... let me put it this way. If some small quality of life things like that got changed... That would be a nice change of pace from nothing happening, because city council is, I guess, much like, you know, American Congress right now, divided literally like 50-50 right up the middle, from people who are like, we should put all cyclists in jail, and other people who are like, we should put all drivers in jail. And then they just go back and forth every night over Zoom, apparently. And look, I'm not trying to be that guy who's like, you know, oh, you know what's really Crazy Town? You hear this song on the radio, Butterfly by Crazy Town? Crazy Town, they must be from Washington, D.C. Hi-yo! Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, nothing, because this was, like, going on right now. By the way, some of those sausages from the deli story, I have had them. They're delicious. They're fantastic. The thing that I'm struggling with mentally is, do they taste better to me because of the fact that I had to engage in verbal sparring in order to get them? Like, do they taste better because I don't even know. I think it released, like, some kind of testosterone derivative in my brain when I stood up for myself for the first time in my entire life at that deli. Maybe I think that made the bison sausage taste that much better, man. Maybe yes, maybe no. Check yes or no by Jody Messina. Is that... Hold on. Check yes or no. George Strait? For real, in my head, that song was sung by Jody Messina. That's... Whoa, so spooky. A glitch in the Matrix. The Berenstein Bears effect. Dude, this rate of fire is crazy. Okay. Let's just keep moving. I don't know, maybe we will fight Hush. Well, you know what? I feel like maybe I'm getting Check yes or no, confused with, holy bursh. Confused with Heads Carolina, Tails California. Because they're kind of like a similar song, you know, with a 50-50 option involved. Anyway, regardless of all this, how you doing? Been kind of a crazy week for gaming, huh? Darkest Dungeon 2 came out. In early access, admittedly. Super Auto Pets update, yummy yummy. I don't know why I said that, I apologize. You know what? Give me a deal with the devil. Oh no, it's Steps 2, isn't it? It is, it is. I think we'll stick with Book of Shadows, though. That actually gives us the opportunity to fight Hush, instead of kind of feeling like there's no chance. I don't want to be the hot take gamer, okay? Like, I have deliberately, after many years in the industry, positioned myself as someone who, like, actively tells you, like, I think I pushed the hand into the wall there. You really think I won't push you up against the wall? Michael Scott? We broke the game, so I guess I'll just be seeing you then. I've positioned myself willfully as someone who doesn't... I would rather you didn't care about my opinion on games at all. But I'm still gonna give them. The art in Darkest Dungeon 2 is stellar. I think it's one of the greatest looking games of the year. I think they did an amazing job on, like, the 3D animation. I think the relationship system and the fact that, like, the interpersonal dynamics between the characters are so much more important is an inspired design choice. I like it a lot. You know the way I phrase this, I'm hitting you with some hamburger theory right now, which is you put some good stuff at the front, you put some good stuff at the back, and then in the middle you put your real criticisms. My only real criticism about Darkest Dungeon 2 right now is I'm not sure if I'm fully sold, and who would have thought this would be the case for me, but I'm not sure if I'm fully sold on the roguelite-ishness. We gotta check real quick. We gotta grab real quick. We're supposed to do Blue Baby. We gotta grab real quick. We got in with 3 seconds to spare. I'm a genius. Look, this is probably the best. No. Okay. Because Sulfuric Tears is a damage bonus, however small, let's do that. Uh-oh, here we go again. I was wondering why this room had not been completed, but... Oh, well, okay, here we go again. I will be leaving now. I know I'm like the roguelike guy. Maybe that makes me less qualified. Maybe it makes me more qualified to talk about this. But, like, as of right now, I kind of find myself, like, missing, to be honest. Activates your active item upon taking damage. I can't get rid of perfection right now. It's too much fun, even if this is better. I find myself kind of missing, like, the more, like, persistent elements of the original Darkest Dungeon campaign, and not fully vibing as much, maybe, with the roguelite elements, but I will say I've also played, like, 2 hours, and one run is, like, 3+ hours long, so I would take that with a grain of salt for the time being. I'm not saying it's better. I'm not saying it's worse. I'm merely saying that, like, I do feel like that one voice in the coal mine, or well, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say canary in a coal mine. I feel like the one dissenting voice in, you know, 12 Angry Men. I don't know why I'm always positioning myself as the one who's right in this situation and warning of danger, but anyway. Where I have been having fun playing, and I'm definitely going to be playing more on stream, because, we owe it, really, to the... I mean, that's a weird way to phrase it. I shouldn't say I owe it to the game, like, you know, because I have such goodwill with the first one, like, the second one, like, I gotta get, you know, play it until I get Stockholm Syndrome, but more like, you know, I trust the developers because the first one is so good that, I think just basing your entire opinion on something based on what essentially amounts to your first impression doesn't necessarily always lead to the smartest or most dignified takes. So, you know, we're gonna go back to it for sure. I mean, we're gonna continue playing it this week. Yesterday was also Twitch Rivals for Fall Guys. I played in the first half of the event for our team with Steven Suptic, HC Justin, and Dumb Dog. Ellum took over, one of Apollo and Steven's collaborators, who I am now familiar with, but was not at the time because... Please let me out. I don't really know anything that happens in this industry outside of the people that I work with, and also, like, I don't know, maybe I watch like 20 minutes of Dan or Mouth stream in the morning, whilst I am involved in various bathroom duties. Keep moving on here. I may or may not fight Hush, man. I gotta figure it out. But anyway, we came 4th out of 16 teams of some pretty good Fall Guys players. That's pretty good. Now, I say we came 4th. I sucked pretty bad in the first third of the competition. In the second third, I did as well as you could possibly expect me to do in a competitive Fall Guys event, which is make the finals in 2 of 2 rounds. And then in the third, I wasn't there, but I heard that Ellen performed admirably. So, it might sound minor, I gotta give big ups, though, to the Twitch Rivals crew for allowing me to play, but then also have a substitute come in. Like, Twitch is... again, this is... all of my experiences, I hope you forgive me for this, all of my experiences are filtered through, you know, the experience of being a parent to a young child. And the recurring theme, what I said about that is that, you know, I feel like I was lied to some extent, and that having a newborn is, like, hard, and then it gets easier from that point onwards. It's like, having a newborn as the father of the newborn was actually, like, insanely easy. You just are kind of really tired. But your job is pretty much like 100% to support, you know, the mother in that situation. You know, because the baby needs the mom support, like, basically 24/7. Nurse, oh, why would you do it that way? Between nursing and, I mean, just everything, you know? The baby is either sleeping or nursing for, like, 80% of its life for the first month. After that is where it starts to get a little bit more, like, work involved, and then, I'm just gonna be straight up with you, man. Like, if we fight Hush, we're gonna die. You know what? Let's try. I was like, wait, that doesn't sound so bad. We'll try it out. We just need, like, a good card. Alright, well, probably start here. And, like, the Twitch Rivals events, you know, there's, admittedly, part of it is time zones, but, like, you know, they're starting at, like, 2 p.m. Pacific time. They run, you know, they're supposed to run for, like, 2 hours, but inevitably, like, some streamers end up being late. As a result of that lateness, you know, 50 other people end up, you know, being 45 minutes longer than expected. It's the kind of thing that's, like, it's annoying if you don't have anything else going on throughout the rest of your day, but just expect it to be done at a normal time. But, like, every plus or minus 30 minutes, in at least the way we've structured our lives right now, is, like, you know, that time is spoken for. So when people in the Rivals Discord, by the way, we're probably gonna die, but when people in the Rivals Discord were like, oh, sorry, I'm late, I thought it was like an hour later, and people were like, no sweat, smiley face, glad you're here. I'm like, no. Look, I'm glad you're here. But a little sweat, please. A little sweat. That's all you wouldn't understand. As a parent, as a father, I'm just doing that to annoy people now. As a father who gets 15 minutes of free parking when I drop my daughter off at daycare, wow, not only are we not going to die, we may end up not even using Book of Shadows. Let's not jinx it, but turns out we actually have a run very uniquely strong at Roll and Hush here. Good. Good dodges, man. Do you see those dodges? He pops up for like half a second, then he's gone. Okay, fine. I probably didn't need to, but I'm glad I preserved some honor there. I don't think anybody would have blamed me for not doing it, but feels good, man. Hey, did you hear that Vince Gilligan and AMC are making a Breaking Bad platform fighter? I'm very excited. Who are you gonna main? Honestly, I know that there's a little recency bias. I think I'm probably gonna main Nacho. I think, like, I mean, come on, he's such a good character, you know? You see him at first and you're like, yee, Salamanca, peace. But then as time goes on, you're like, whoa, this guy, like, he's a very well-rounded character. He's a human being with wants and desires and fears, just like me. But, I mean, if we're talking about, like, raw DPS potential, I mean, come on. You gotta swallow that Ermintrout pill. What are you saying? Mom, the streamer's trying to communicate again. They're not actually making a Breaking Bad platform fighter. This is a joke about how, you know, there was the Nickelodeon platform fighter, and then for whatever reason, Warner Brothers was like, okay, now's our time to make one as well. I'm not against it, man. More meme games? Sure, why not? Holy bursh. Why am I not opening those? Honestly, you know the Family Guy quote? The mystery box could be anything. It could even be a boat. Hey, why don't we leave it preserved? If the mystery is the merit, why not leave it intact? I literally just used Book of Shadows because I was like, I want to re-roll that. That's not how that works. You know, like, imagine if... Well, I don't know. I'm trying to think... When we're talking about, like, TV shows that resolve mysteries, you know, you think of Lost, you think of Game of Thrones, in particular. I think... And there's, like, The Leftovers, right? Like, people actually really like The Leftovers, I think, which, you know, nothing but respect for my leftovers. I also respect Leftovers. Probably have some cold pizza for lunch today. But... Or Dark is another good example. I think people think that the third season of Dark is the worst of the 3 seasons, but I also think that the resolution it provided was pretty good, and I also think that the conclusion always has, at least the conclusion to something to which there's a degree of mystery, I think it always has a debuff relative to the seasons or the episodes that establish that mystery. And I mean that very, very sincerely. I think you'll always get more credit for showing something weird and then ending an episode and being like, oh, what's that? Than you will for being like, it is a mask you wear on your face that shaves your whole face instead of having to use a razor bit by bit. You know? The what if carries some merit in its own right. Interesting. It's a very interesting setup here. Very interesting. It's not like we have rerolls except for the D100, so... Probably roll... I don't even know if this will work, man, but... Give it a try anyway. It'll kind of work, it looks like. Yeah, try to pick up the chest first, would be my advice. But I think there's a case to be made for, like, ending something with some of the mysteries intact. You know, as long as you do it in a well, I don't know, again, because, like, Dark went out of its way to, like, over-explain, and I actually very much appreciate it. I thought they did a good job, but, you know, something like Game of Thrones, I guess you know, I'd like to go back on my point after further analysis. I think that I didn't know what I was talking about. By the way, if this kills us, I will find that very funny, so... If it doesn't kill us, the damage potential is going to be absurd. One of the most frustrating things about Game of Thrones, for sure, was wrapping things up in, like, the most, like, hack way possible. But another thing was that, you know, there were, like, 5 seasons of speculation on, like, you know, who's this? What does this mean? You know, who's Azor Ahai? And then at the end of it, I mean, I just can't believe after, like, a half decade of that, they were just like, yeah, we just sort of, like, didn't talk about that, like, at all. Or even, like, tip our hats to the speculation slightly. Man, like, I know that this is an old horse, you know, you're beating a dead horse, that's it. Or an old drum, I can't remember the quotes, but, man, oh man, like, holy bursh. It's kind of incredible how bad they screwed up this show. I'm not saying it was easy. I don't think we should be, like, you know, attacking the creators personally, obviously. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if there's any other examples of a show that was, like, the biggest show in the world next to The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. And then it's screwed up so bad that it's, like, the consensus is that it's not even worth going back to watch the good parts anymore because it's just going to disappoint you. I don't know if there's other examples, man. Like, there's kind of some examples in movies, you know, where, like, the sequels were so bad that we, like, pretend they don't exist or whatever, but, like, in TV, I think it's kind of a first. Can I say, by the way, what a run. And it just keeps getting better. But what a run we got here as the Lost. Like, are you kidding me? The almond milk gambit ended up working out just fine. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!